Hi, it's Ebony Bagley, Internet Safety and Cyberbullying Specialist, and today's video is going to be all about should we spy on our kids, or how much should we be spying on our kids? How invasive should we be as parents in the age of social media and cyberbullying and all these things? But before I get started, I wanted to take a moment to thank everyone who has liked and viewed all my videos, who's had people who have shared it. It just means so much to me to get the message out and at least start like the conversations. I'm not an expert, but I do want to start the conversations, because I think internet safety, cyberbullying, taking our lives back and unplugging are things that affect all of us right now and are things that we all should be discussing and considering in our homes, ways, how are we managing tech use? How are we managing it, not just for our kids, but for ourselves too. So, I just want to get the conversation started. As I've told you before, I'm a mom first. I'm a wife. I'm married. I used to be a teacher. I was a teacher for 7 years. And now I'm a producer. I work as a web producer, actually, for a local news station right here in the Metro Detroit area. So I'm just, very in tune to what's going on around us and things that are really facing and affecting our kids. So today I wanted to talk about, because in Michigan, which is where I live, for those, I guess, because there could be people watching me from elsewhere. So I live in Michigan, and actually the House here just approved a bill allowing parental eavesdropping, and now it's heading to the Senate. And so basically, supporters say parents should be allowed to monitor their children's conversations until they turn 18 to best protect them. To me, that does make sense, but I will say this, I am for, if the need is there, do whatever it takes to protect your kids. I always say put your kids first. So, even if it might seem invasive, if you have a child that or a teen that is perhaps up to no good or doing things that could be harmful to them, maybe they're vulnerable to peer pressure, to different things, and you've noticed, certain behavioral patterns that concern you as it relates to social media and the internet and maybe their tech use, then to me, that's a reason to spy or maybe get an app or up your parental awareness into what they're doing. But if you have a kid that's an honor roll student, making good grades, really not, uses social media responsibly, you haven't had a reason to spy on them, then I would say don't spy. I don't think it should be something that we just all do. I don't think, we should. I think first and foremost, the goal is that we trust our kids, and hopefully having these conversations, using certain resources, discussing the internet and the pros and the cons of it as a family. Hopefully all those conversations make them aware enough where they're not using it in the wrong way or in a way that could harm them. But if you do have those concerns that, your child could potentially be using the internet in a way that could harm them, then yes, I would say, yes to spying, yes to using apps, yes to maybe monitoring their conversations and things like that. I am surprised though. Did you know that it was a felony in Michigan? It's still a felony actually right now, unless this gets passed, right as of right now in our state. And I'm just going to click this article. Just give me a second. House parental eavesdropping. But let me see. I lost the link. But yeah, it's a felony. Like, which that to me is absurd now. That would be a felony, spying on our kids, like wanting to protect your kids, but like I said, I would hope that there's a reason. But here's how they define eavesdropping in the article. It says overhearing, recording, amplifying, or transmitting conversations intended to be private. So all of that is considered, as they call it, snooping under Michigan law, and it could lead to a felony sentencing of up to 2 years in prison. I wonder if anyone has actually been sentenced in our state or anywhere. I would love, that would be a conversation. But supporters of this bill that they're trying to pass say, again, that parents should be allowed to monitor their children's conversations until they turn 18 to best protect them, as long as an attorney or a custody investigator is not around, or another parent if there's like danger, I guess, like a custody battle or something like that. So right now it's still technically a felony, which is crazy. I do think as parents we should be allowed to know what's going on when our children are minors in our house and in our custody. And because there is just so much going on. And I mean, especially nowadays when you throw on the internet, I mean, there's human trafficking, there drug, trades and sales going on online. There's a lot of cyberbullying, a lot of negativity, just a lot, that your kid could potentially be exposed to. But like I said, the goal is trust. The goal is to educate. The goal is to have conversations. The goal is to have open dialogue in your home, so that if your kid is facing certain things online or certain perils, with peer pressure and things like that, they share it with you and you won't have to feel the need to spy on their devices. So again, I think it's a case by case scenario. You have to know your kid. If you think there's a reason, then go for it. I would say though, I don't think you should ever let your kid know you're spying. I think there's something about that. Like if you do it, just secretly do it, because I think that it does kind of break down the trust level, and it's just kind of a weird thing, them knowing that things, kind of be a little, I think, slick about it. I know when I was a kid, my mom did read my diary and I knew because she wasn't that slick. And it was weird. It's like, geez, and then it just kind of makes the relationship awkward. I just would say be smooth about it if you're doing it. There's several apps online. I know, I believe I actually just posted an article or somewhere on my page. If you go to my Facebook page, Ebony Bagley, Internet Safety Cyberbullying Specialist, there's a link to a Common Sense Media article where it lists like some of the apps I believe that you can use to, I hate to say spy, to protect your kids, because it's about protecting them. It's not about spying. It's protecting them. But, hopefully you won't have to do that. But if you do and you feel a need, use your parental intuition. We kind of know when our kids might be up to something, or if your kid is getting cyberbullied, maybe you really need to be the one to investigate because they're scared to tell you. Know your kid, know what's best for them, do what's best for your family, and let's just put our kids first. That's what this is about. Go ahead and subscribe. Please share this video. Let me know what you think. Do you think parents should be allowed to spy on their kids? Can you believe that this was even a law? Let me know your thoughts. You can leave your comments below. Again, like my page on Facebook. I'm also on Instagram at Ebs Knows Best. And thank you again for watching.